everybody. Thanks for joining me as we take a look at your work week forecast for July 18th through the 22nd. Weather's looking nice, looking more interesting this week, and also my schedule was such that it was a little easier for me to get this forecast out. Sorry I haven't had all those work week forecasts out for you over the summer. Like I said, kiddos have a different schedule, and I'm not always getting them, and the weather tends to get a little less exciting. We've had a lot of just, hey, it's going to be nice out today kind of days this summer, which has been great. This week, we're going to have to deal with some humidity, with some showers, some rain, and some thunderstorms. So a little bit more active of a pattern in terms of impactful weather this week. So I wanted to get your forecast out this morning as we go. So let's take a look, first of all, at radar this morning. This is as about 7:30 this morning. You can see we've got a pretty good shield of moisture headed in our direction. First soaking rain we've had in quite a while, where what didn't come in the form of a thunderstorm or some brief showers. But we're going to see pretty good soaking rain for a good portion of this morning into early afternoon before it becomes more showery in nature. I would say this is probably going to drop 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches of rain for most of us. We really could use it. That'll be really helpful. Some places could even see a bit more if they get a heavier downpour. Up to 2 inches would not be out of the question, certainly. And we'll have to see how much in the way of development down here in terms of stronger storms happens. I think we could see a stronger thunderstorm. I don't think it's going to be anything too severe. Nothing that I would worry about taking down a tree for the most part or anything like that. A little bit of lightning and some heavier downpours, I think, is basically the main threat for this morning's rain. That will also, first day, we really kind of had a washout all day. We could see a break in the rain in the afternoon, and even a peak of sun is not impossible. But for the most part, today's a washout. We really haven't had one of these kind of days in probably a month. So, get those indoor activities in that you've been missing out on while the weather has been so consistently nice over the last several weeks. In terms of satellite, you can see this kind of shows the picture of what's going to happen the rest of the week, because you can see this storm is sort of riding from southwest to northeast. A lot of these storms that have come from, they've been in this area and then they've dove just south of us, which is why we haven't gotten the rain from them. It's also how we keep getting this nice, cool Canadian air, dry Canadian air that's moved in and kept us from any of the heat and humidity that we sometimes get this summer. Unfortunately, the pattern is starting to flip a little bit, at least for this week in that regard, and so it's going to move this warm and humid air is from the southwest is going to start moving in our direction, and it's going to give us some pretty uncomfortable days. Obviously, we've been a little bit warm before. The pattern's been sort of trending in this direction for the last half week or so. So let's take a look at, I wanted to give you a big picture. What's happening that's sort of setting the stage for this? Well, this is not at the surface, but just the kind of the lower levels of the atmosphere. We're building a big high pressure system, kind of often called these a Bermuda high. This one's they always get shaped a little bit differently, but essentially not very common for in July and August to develop strong high pressure off the eastern seaboard. And what happens is around that we get counterclockwise flow, and it pushes the heat and humidity up the east coast. And of course, the question, it pretty much always that heat and humidity makes its way, say, to the mid-Atlantic and up into the New York, New Jersey metro area. The question is, a lot of times we are kind of, and especially this summer, we've been kind of saved by keep getting reinforcing areas of cooler air from Canada. Looks like for at least this week, that southwest flow is going to win out, and we are going to get stuck in the heat and the humidity at least through the end of the week. By Friday, we start to maybe break the humidity a little bit, but the heat will still be with us. It's not unusual. It is mid to late July. This is about the hottest time of the year climatologically, so we should be kind of ready for it. But it's been so nice that it's kind of too bad that we're going to have to see some heat and humidity. So what's the forecast look like for the week? First of all, today, showers, rain this morning, especially a rumble of thunder or two, not real strong. It'll feel soupy out there. It already feels soupy out there. Low temperatures were in the upper 60s. We'll be in the upper 70s. Could see some 80s in a spot. If we get any sun this afternoon, we'd be low to mid 80s, but I don't think we'll get really any sun. For the most part, we'll be cloudy all day. And like I said, could be a rumble of thunder. Those would be later in the day. Tomorrow and Wednesday are pretty much carbon copies of each other, so probably a touch warmer on Wednesday. Mid to upper 80s on Tuesday. Valley locations will see 90, 91 on the thermometers, and the humidity will make it feel like mid 90s for a lot of us, low 90s for more of the hilly terrain. And temperatures do not really cool off overnight with those high humidity levels. Wednesday, close to 90, even at the higher elevations, close to 90 on Wednesday, low 90s for those valley locations, and it feels like mid 90s for most of us. maybe even kind of upper 90s for some of those valley locations. Wednesday's going to be kind of a miserable day. Thursday, really not any better. A touch, maybe not quite as hot. In some ways, actually a warmer day aloft, but with some afternoon storms, and these could be strong. We'll have to keep an eye on these. This is the chance for some potentially damaging storms. A little too early to tell whether that's actually going to happen or not. If it looks like it is going to happen, I'll try to get a video out to you that gives an update on that. But again, very humid, very warm. If we see enough sun, we could even be upper level wise, we could be even a little bit warmer than we are on Wednesday, but I think the clouds will keep us from getting into the low 90s for most of us. Friday, still in the mid 80s, so still quite warm. That's a little above average, so probably average for this time of year is low 80s for us. But humidity starts to drop, not entirely. It's still going to feel warm to hot on Friday, but compared to the rest of the week, we'll start to feel a little bit better. So let's take a look at those highlights over the week for you. Very summer-like feel to the week with lots of heat and a good deal of humidity. First soaking rain in some time today with 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches for most of us. Very warm and very humid weather Tuesday and Wednesday with heat indexes reaching the mid-90s. Chance for stronger storms on Thursday. It'll also be very warm and humid on Thursday. Still warm Friday, but the humidity should start to break. Hopefully gets a little bit better. A little bit undetermined yet on whether the heat will continue in the weekend or if we will actually get a reinforcing shot of some cooler air and kind of return to some nicer weather. I'll be back on Friday morning with an updated look at your weekend forecast. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons who help support what I do. They get a weekend forecast on Wednesday. That's one of the things that I like to do for my patrons to thank them for all the support they give to the channel. If you're interested in becoming a patron, you can click on the link below. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would encourage you to do so because I make sure that you don't miss any of my videos, particularly this time of year where my videos are a little more sporadic. You may not be checking them as often. If you see one, if you're subscribed, you'll get a notification for that and it'll help you know, hey, either the weather's more interesting or the weather guy had a little bit more time this week, so he was able to get a forecast out. All right, thanks for joining me. Thanks for supporting the channel, and I'll be back on Friday with an updated look at your weekend forecast.